Is Instagram dying, or actually worse, is it already dead? Truth be told, my friends, a lot of the old Instagram as we know it is in fact dead. It's over. There's a lot of practices and old strategies and ways to use Instagram that are just not relevant anymore. They just don't work anymore. And if you continue to use them, you're gonna find yourself in a situation where you think, all right, I might be shadow banned, or I'm stuck at a plateau and stuff like that, and things just don't work anymore for me. And that's actually something that's going on in a lot of people's minds. You know, all the engagement drops that are happening, the algorithm changes and the negative effects. But how come, my friends, that there's some people are just seemingly crushing it on the platform? Some people just seem to hit the right spots. Even some people that just started out a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago, going from 0 to a couple of hundred to a couple of thousands of new followers every day, and going from 0 to a couple of hundreds to a couple of thousands, dollars every day just through Instagram. So in this video, we're going over what I think is happening right now on the platform, why Instagram actually might be in fact not dead, my friends, and even for you, crab jab, but only once you figure out your niche.
Niche.
What's up, Dominators? My name's Dominic, if you know what I mean. And 2019 has been a really hard year for Instagram. A lot of bad press, a lot of drama involved. Something that I call the Instapocalypse. And, a lot of people have actually been thinking about abandoning the platform in the past year. They were like, okay, maybe I should just go over to another platform, somewhere where it's a lot easier. For example, TikTok, and me included, to be honest. I was like, at a point, you probably saw the video a couple of months ago, where I was like, I don't know where the ship's heading. I have to take a step back, reevaluate the things that are happening, and maybe it's just time to move on. And I just don't want to waste my energy there anymore if we don't even know what's working or not, because it's just like a big mess. And I was pretty much at a downward spiral, like I said at the beginning. I just saw all the negative sides, but after some time, I figured I just can't let it go. I couldn't let it go. That feeling? If there's something, and you sit there and like, okay, I can't let it go. There's still something to be figured out. There's still something to do with this whole mess, whatever. And sure enough, I did a lot of testing. I reevaluated the whole Instagram landscape, and I did figure out an answer, at least for me. And obviously the answer is no, my friends. Instagram is definitely not dying. Here's the thing. People just don't see the wood in front of the trees inside the woods anymore. There's something like that where you say something about trees and woods. I don't remember exactly the saying, but people just don't see the wood in front of the trees anymore, because like I said, some people are crushing it. Some people, especially I noticed some people who've been longer in the game, were like, okay, it just doesn't work anymore. The things that we do just don't work anymore. It's just not worth it anymore. And then there's other people simply coming out of nowhere. For example, a lot of people have been taking my Instagram startup academy accelerator. It's called the accelerator program, basically where I go over the basics of Instagram, the start, the very start, without all the other crap that's out there. And people have been going in with a blank mind. Some have been really crushing it, going from 0. Why? Because they were not focused on the old strategies, because they were not focused on all the negative aspects that have been keeping actually a lot of people on their level and at their plateau. Let me explain you why. I actually think that's a pretty natural thing. The more you're involved with something, with some topic, the more inside of a bubble you are. And you probably heard the saying, you need a fresh set of eyes for getting new ideas, for getting new things happening. And this is exactly what I think is happening to a lot of you old Instagrammers who've been at it for the past years. We've seen the rise of Instagram. We've seen what things have worked and what have not worked. And all of a sudden, and that's what's happening right now, all of a sudden it's different. All of a sudden this whole platform itself, in my opinion, Instagram itself, starts to reevaluate itself and starts to kind of change direction. We're going to get into what I exactly mean with that in a second, but just so you know, because there's been a lot of people saying, okay, a lot of people just go over to TikTok and Instagram is just not worth it anymore because, no one's there anymore. Just think about it. I just dug into the internet to get the latest stats, and turns out there's still more than 1 billion active monthly users on Instagram. Just think about that. That's about a quarter of the entire internet. Just think about that. It's quite a lot of people. So, it's not that it's not popular anymore, And also, it's not too crowded, because a lot of people think it's too crowded. But there's a space. You have a space. There's a space for everybody. Just look at YouTube, what's going on. There's way more happening. And, you know, everybody kind of has a space on YouTube. And even newer creators seem to crush it. Likewise with Instagram lately. There's been, like I said, I've seen a lot of younger creators who just came into the scene and start to crush it. And why is that? In my opinion, because the algorithm's changing, because the platform is changing, and people just adapt with the changes that are going on, or just come in and see, okay, this is working and this is working, and you just apply that, rinse and repeat, and the algorithm tries to find their best. You know, contrary to popular belief, I actually don't think the algorithm is against anybody on Instagram. I just think people just feed the algorithm the wrong kinds of information, and then the algorithm just gets confused. But, you know, whoever's at fault here, to be honest, you know, I wouldn't say the people are at fault. I wouldn't say Instagram's at fault. I just think it's a weird situation, if you ask me. Anyway, so what I think is happening right now, and why I think Instagram is not dead, is because it's trying to reinvent itself. You might just feel right now, okay, algorithm changes, engagement drops, kind of bad. The things that I do don't work anymore. Let me just abandon the platform. But here's the thing, and I did some research, and turns out all the people that continue to crush it on the platform, they've adapted to the changes, and they're still adapting and constantly adapting, and you're actually willing to put in the work on whatever's working on Instagram right now and figuring that out. And it's just a natural way. You know, platforms evolve, platforms change, and this is what's happening right now with Instagram. Just think about YouTube, by the way. You know, in the first couple of years, maybe even 5 years, remember what YouTube was all about. It was all about sharing some fail videos, some cat videos, and just some bullshit videos, to be honest. You know, just some random here and there. And that was what YouTube was all about, you know? And at some point, the algorithm changed, because the YouTube creators, they figured, okay, we gotta change something if we want to really make something out of this platform, something sustainable long-term. And they changed it, and people were, you know, just go back to the YouTube history. The great thing is with YouTube, we see it right now. You know, just search for the videos that were, you know, uploaded 10 years ago or something, and you're gonna see what the mindsets of the people were and what people were thinking. And sure enough, there's people 10 years ago saying, is YouTube dead? 5 years ago, YouTube is already dead, blah, blah, blah. Things are changing, apocalypse, all of the weird things that are happening. But turns out, for the long term, a lot of the things were actually good in terms of keeping the platform here. You know, for example, MySpace didn't do that. Guess what? It's gone. Thanks, Ashton Kutcher. But anyway, this is exactly what I think is happening right now with Instagram. They're trying to establish themselves more. They try to go more for content, for valuable content, for high quality content, for keeping people engaged on the platform, because they can kind of see engagement is not so high. The average time every person spends on Instagram each day is about 28 minutes, I figured out. And which is it's not too much, but it's okay. And if you're thinking right now, should I go over to TikTok, for example, because it's a lot easier to grow. And by the way, I recently had a video kind of go viral on TikTok. So if you want to know more about that, my thoughts about this whole thing, just comment down below. I'm going to make a video about that. But anyway, if you think about, okay, should I choose TikTok versus Instagram? You know, and here's the answer that I would suggest to you, and here's the answer that the road that I always go to when I ask myself, should I go A or B? I actually always try to use C. Why not both? And here's the thing, TikTok might be really easy to grow right now on TikTok, but that's about it. There's a few limiting factors actually on this platform. I'm gonna make a video what I think about this whole thing, but pretty much right now, that's all about it. You know, it's about some short form videos that don't make too much sense, but if you really want to make something sustainable, like aka a business or something like that, kind of hard on TikTok. You know, it has also to do with the algorithm, with some aspects of the algorithm that I think are kind of flawed. For example, I upload a video here, I'm in Vienna, but my main speaking audience is English speaking in the US, for example. TikTok's not going to show me to US people. Just alone that, it's kind of hard. At least that's what I figured out. On Instagram, obviously, you have all the possibilities. We have people that show it. We have people that do it all the time. Also growing a business, building a business behind this whole profile Instagram account. So obviously, you know, if you want to build a business or something sustainable around it, I still think Instagram is the way to go, and it's going to get stronger in this year. It's going to get stronger than ever. At least that's what I think. Because why? And here's the thing. I don't think the follower numbers matter too much, to be honest. You know, you can have 1,500 Instagram followers that are super focused, that are super brought into you, whatever you're talking about. They're gonna buy your stuff. For example, if you have some services to sell or digital products or whatever, or affiliate products, they're gonna buy your stuff. On TikTok, I'm not too sure about it. I had a few videos go semi-viral, one kind of viral. I got followers that are super random. I don't know if the people there are as strongly bonded with me as people, for example, on Instagram, if you know what I mean. So the conclusion to this rant here is, if you're thinking about leaving Instagram right now, is, you know, hang in there, my friends. You know, hang in there. It's gonna take some time. It's changing right now, but that's a good thing. You know, the platform is changing, and in order to succeed, you're just gonna have to adapt to the rules. You're gonna have to adapt to the changes, and you're gonna see, you know, things are gonna happen for you. Things are gonna be great. Obviously, this is the channel where you're gonna know all about this, where you're gonna learn all about these changes and ways to actually use the platform for you. And by actually adapting to those changes, you're gonna have a really unfair advantage over those people who are still treating Instagram marketing like it's 2017. So with that being said, oh, by the way, with that being said, if you really want to have an unfair advantage, sign up for the Instagram Black File waitlist. I'm gonna send you some information, some never before shared information in there. My name is Dominic, by the way. We're gonna talk about some real interesting strategies in a couple of days, I guess. Probably on Thursday, we're gonna see. I'm trying to have a Monday and Thursday schedule right now. And by the way, shout out again to Crap Jab. See you later. I'm not working it anymore. Nah, whatever. I think it's okay. Whatever.